You're live.
Good evening and welcome to Carry On and Cush, your weekly open mic poetry reading in the heart of Eugene, Oregon, otherwise known as Blue Jean Boregan, or whatever else you want to call it. This is Carry On at Cush, a live, free, open mic poetry reading at Cush Cafe in the fair city of Eugene, in the fair state of Oregon. Best state in the union.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is that all you got? Love for Oregon? Yeah. Come on. Oregon Territory. State of Jefferson. You can kill yourself. You can get high and all this other stuff. It's awesome. Pretty much everything I look forward to in my old age.
Maybe not in that order.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, so house rules apply. You have 7 minutes, at which time you will be booed off the stage. So don't abuse it. You don't have to use it.
But lovingly.
Yeah. No, not lovingly. Hi, Ryan. How you doing over there? You snuck in. There's Karen with her bass. Oh, we're all here. So here's what we're doing tonight. Michael and I are going to do a rare duet. Matter of fact, on the way in, Michael, I recalled that this is probably the only duet I've ever done with him. So we're going to do that. Then young Andrew has seized the opportunity and got himself a little featured spot. He got a double slot at a time. And, you know, if you ever want a double slot at a time, just come and talk to me and make the case. Now, I told Andrew that if he's boring, we're going to boo him off the stage. Really? You don't want to have any say in 15 minutes of Andrew? You might want to rethink that.
Something about Godzilla? Well, that's
Yes.
Godzilla now.
Godzilla. All right. So at this point, Michael and I did this piece at the library a couple years ago, and then we did it at Carry On. There's a tape of it, but we did that so early in Carry On, there was no one here. So since he and I are OG and all that, and we're too lazy to write a new poem, we're going to do this. Let me give 1 second of technical. Come on up, Michael.
Woo!
Assume the position, Daniel.
Woo, Michael.
Woo, Michael. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and we're all set. So, I know, right? Hi, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Michael. I'm on stage with Michael. So Michael started writing this piece, and he came to me and said, "Hey, you want a piece of this?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll jump on that. I'll do that." So here we go.
All right.
This is about a guy we know. His name is Micah.
Micah strained against the chains wrapped around his heart. He'd felt their weight before the boat had landed on that shore.
Micah was at a crossroads, an intersection, a bypass, a toll booth of the soul.
This mystery train of whys has been rode just like the horse rode and put away wet. And the road always comes to its end.
Micah was at the end of his road, a dead end, a spiritual quandary, a Faustian bargain point.
Micah did not have to stay in the misery, but that proverbial part of self unrelentingly held on to the love of love.
Micah was a romantic. He felt that love would save the day.
Struggling with the rational and the emotional, he pitted the two foes together, somewhere in the strings between the mind and the heart.
He was foolish for thinking those separate in the first place. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Time, oh sweet healing time, pass these feelings on to the next lovers, willing to unlock Pandora's box.
There will always be more and more and more and more willing to take the plunge, to leap into the lake.
And Micah's chains slipped just enough to know that freedom was imminent and tears were sure to follow. Micah woke up, the usual voice in his head. How in the hell can I put all this shit together to have it work in my favor?
Did Micah have to use so many cuss words?
Of course, he didn't have the answer. That would take a whole lot more denial and rationalizing in order to have a sense of control.
Micah was the captain of his ship, the pilot, the oarsman, carrying himself.
Micah was always wondering, waiting, wanting.
Who, what, how, when, why?
Damn this roller coaster, up, down, all around. When is the ride over? When are all these runaway thoughts gonna pull into the station?
Next up, depression, guilt, remorse, self-recrimination.
As Micah moved through routine, the mirror caught his face just long enough to force him to see the reflection of his seeming self. That was okay.
That was okay.
He didn't mind his appearance today because today felt possible. He felt something different. Call it a glimpse of reality, call it a hint of faith, or maybe he just felt the love.
Micah was a romantic, let us not forget.
Micah awoke from a dream that wasn't
Micah
his.
was waking up.
This wasn't the first time that had occurred. He'd had their dreams before. They would come like thieves in the night, stealing his soul piece by piece in stealth. Micah wasn't convinced, though. He had plenty of soul left to survive.
Lots of fuel for the fire, kindling and petroleum, kerosene.
He'd met up with lots of bad company. It wouldn't be the first time he'd wrangled with demons or their like kind.
There was Beelzebub, Abaxis, Decabria, Cassiopeia, Succubus.
Micah focused on the voices, listening for the little lies, the false pretenses, the absurd rational meanderings. Not fooled by the fools. He'd had enough of all that noise in his head. Micah found the off switch. He'd known where it was all along. But where better to keep your iniquities than occupying your own dreams, and what could be better than just turning them off, canceling the incessant noise.
Micah found peace in silence at long last. Micah found peace in silence at long last.
Micah rested in the Dharma. Felt bliss, the grand nothingness of everything, rebuilt his soul with the light that follows darkness. But the universe would have none of that. It had found him on that winter's day, and he had begun to prepare himself. The truth had hunted him down well. Micah grabbed up an armload of wood and headed back to stoke the fire and start his day out at the very least with pain.
We beseech the universe to bless Micah with peace, and all sentient creatures be blessed with peace too.
Micah awoke to the winter's day, looking out his window to the frost thick as thieves. In his heart, he knew what had to be done. He had to face those demons like so many times
Pick
before.
up the sword, follow the flag, do the work, fight the fight, take the hill.
The last embers in the wood stove wouldn't get the coffee water to boil. So, with the reluctance of a man well past his years, he headed outside for firewood. As Micah crossed the yard out of the corner of his eye, he saw the fox behind the fence post, pretending not to see it. Micah went to the wood pile, but Micah knew wood didn't matter anymore. The fox had shattered all the illusions. Micah knew.
And somewhere a light shone, and somewhere a scar was healed, and somewhere a lover called out.
Micah was cut to the quick. His soul lay bare. The tears streamed down his cheeks, the warm water melting the frost as they hit the ground. He turned back towards the fence, knowing the fox was gone, knowing the dream had come, and knowing that his time had come. Micah wanted to run, wanted to hide behind those walls he had built to keep hell out, but the universe would have none of that. It had found him on that winter's day, and he begun to prepare himself. The truth had hunted him down well. Micah grabbed up an armload of wood and headed back to stoke the fire and start his day out, at the very least, with pain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah!
Whoa.
This meditation brought to you by Michael Hess. Okay. Wow. Boom. That algorithm just jotted my vibrational tone down to the very rock solid basis. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know what's talking about.
I don't know. Yeah, right. You see that fox? He's running around all over here. What's up with that fox, man? Never where you expected it. All right, moving on. Well, let's welcome Andrew. I have no idea what he's doing. He's gonna take some time too. If you'd like more time, you come talk to me. Let me get out of here, Andrew. Hold on. Let me give you the full stage presence. This would be considered a featured reading for Andrew, if you're keeping track and filling out his resume for him. Andrew's first featured reading at Carry On.
Pictures of childhood. Birth was not an experiment I was asked if I was ready for. No safe word handed to any of us on the way out. and the world intruding upon my warmth never treaded softly upon my child's heart, and pulled apart these seams of dreams which with America was handed to me, a gift unrequested, inevitably received, a mother and father to divorce, forced apart my parts and pieces like DNA, and my soul smuggled across the border illegally, crossing the space between them like my father immigrated and his Spanish accent insulted by my mother's brother, calling him a wetback. Stacked the odds against integration, the conflation of useful and right, a flag with stars that pierced the night and darkened the minds of the Caucasians against the natives to incite the plight of right. Yes, we are right and you are wrong, for why would we persecute you if we were not right? Like the name of dad, a wrong word to use of my father in my mother's house. We call him Mario, but right to use of the man who beat her outside our yellow house that night in Cresswell, and the fright of phone calls answered with nothing but silent breathing, and the torment of surveillance cameras set outside, showing us outside, inside in black and white. My race, like my last name, Gonzalez, an anomaly I could never figure out, like the Smith from Mexico, and I should have been something else. Taking upon the cloaks of stepfathers and my mom's boyfriends like O'Neill and Niles by her commanding suggestions, confusing dad as he weeps at night after visiting at school and finding I had a foreign name. My name was not an experiment I was asked if I was ready for, as if I should own anything given to me merely because it was given, and not only that, but receive gratefully the clunky sound resounding ever from the teachers never ending, and the questions of identity left unexplained but by me, as I found names like Christian, preacher, and even poet, replacing origins too complicated, placating meaning with the palette of the season, and my intellectual disposition, since family occasionally helped, but it was always my thinking which saved me, and that has been something to own, during weeks without showers and wearing the same clothes, with dandruff in my hair, not owning a single thing, an angry adolescent kicked out from a home that never existed, but was contaminated by my mother's unwanted pregnancy, and my two middle names they fought to each include, Jess and Mario, my father's name, two names after Andrew, on my birth certificate. First generation American on his side, and on hers a relative that battled in every war, defending every treaty we ever broke, like my parents' broken marriage vows in mine, the emptiness of promises, as my mom promised her heart 4 times thus far and broke it 4, the guy she left my teenage self for to cheat on her ironically, and my small indolent satisfaction at fate's revenge, ashamed to feel, and my dad promised his heart 5 times thus far and broke it 4, now married to a woman I do not know, a couple of years older than me, and the little pieces of myself that went with their every partner that left, even Jamie, who I, through a window curtain late, watched push and beat my mother into the degrading mud, and I was told to stay inside, but my 6-year-old spirit ran out yelling, "Get your hands off my mom! Don't you touch my mom!" And he swatted me like the small thing that I was, not yet over 80 pounds into the air. I was watching the Rugrats, who had a family, and that purple dinosaur of I love you, you love me, we're a happy family, with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? She had me sing with her each night before my early bedtimes. And later she told me how while I slept, he pulled out a gun and she stomped him in the balls. That cigarette-smoking, beer-drinking motherfucker that was a surrogate father. And as a child, eventually, I didn't feel emotionally safe from my mother's scathing words that she wished I wasn't born. So typical a circumstance, it's almost an American tradition. The universe never gave her a safe word either. Then my dad left his trail of children, the world wide, and my mom's one I'd come to nearly never see. Shortly after he was a baby, when imaginary home ended for me during his infancy, and her to choose the new guy and him after the wreckage they left me in of surviving a near year of abusive foster care at 7, plus my mom and my dad became a carnage of which they would not become a casualty. And who can blame them but me then and not me now? Not that what she ever did was right, only useful. And I escaped becoming a casualty to myself by becoming a casualty of heaven and a crazy woman. Sewn myself to a Bible read over and over again in high school, and highlighted notes filling the borders of my Judeo-Christian culture absorbed. Once again, holding hands with crazy to not be like my father, who my uncle called a pussy. All his relationships ending with screaming echoing in my ears of how much of an asshole he is. And I, determined to not be like him, holding hands with crazy for years, conquered mom and dad to let that break, the cause of so much work and strife, that vows and promises meant more than life. And I, a breaker of them, like my mother and my father, the dad buried when he disappeared, and I had to resurrect him up again, a burden I begrudgingly bore over the phone alone and nearly shaking, as he told me who I was, and the questions filled my mind, wondering if by knowing him I would be just as easily informed as misinformed regarding what I am, and my mother's stubbornness. And I, with all my strengths and weaknesses, write out an itemized list of good and bad and make sure to do many things they've never done. My aspirations, my creations, and infernally mixed and tampered with reactions to the past that dares to list a cause, and I am caused, a birth being here, and you are caused, a birth being here, each of us through that deadly passageway of which there have been many casualties, all ideology and thought trailing to our individual experiences, like cold outside and sleepless nights, the different kinds of pride I tried again, like the different ways I came up with to smell, wind, foul, unbathed, I dawned upon the classroom for literature and history, a courageous act at the time, and the instructor, Mr. Rotherham, who cried in front of my family during a middle school intervention, saying he didn't want to see my writing talent wasted. And I thought, yes, that is a reason to cry, because I have something that is worth something to you. Unjustified to me, the pain over wasted words when they were wasted so often. Death counted, predetermined, and set to baffle that suffering with futility. And I thought, what trick of God to baffle my suffering with futility? The least you could do is make it mean something, at least to someone that is not just me. I, in so many ways, chose not to be anything that I am, and neither you. But accusing others of what is wrong, we found for ourselves what we excused, and fashioned sin in our own image, and fantasized of hell a subterfuge, of warning to our visage that without uplift we drown, and so we sift the murky waters of our souls for a reflection that we saw once a long time ago. Not that it matters, though it seems to matter, though it doesn't. So some become buoyant at this prospect, and those of us who have escaped the throes of suicidal ideations are blessed, not just blessed for escaping, but blessed to escape, as nihilism and escape so logical holds many promises for us arbitrary, as basic existential questions make us uncomfortable, added to the tensions of upbringing. And to me, it has always been the existential questions which seemed easy, and not a conversation about my good parents, as good as they could be. Both of them, all fucked up, trying to raise me, reading books that would increase my literacy, and grinding on the axis of my literate thoughts, which to my rescue came. I have doubted what it is to think, and of what value are thoughts, and tested my transcendence with my skepticism, myself in a petri dish examined in front of you. I cannot guarantee that you will see what I see in me, and perhaps that is haunting. What ghosts I could have missed in the abyss that could go through eating more of me for all I know. And so I put myself into a petri dish in front of me just to make sure. I do not care for the name Gonzalez or the name Andrew, for in a healthy skepticism of my ego, I rest assured that I am not what I have been or will be, and not determined by anyone, parent or authority, or anyone looking at me. I not out to impress or tire you of realities, but to speak the story in persistent memory. Mine, though I freely disassociate and do not even dare expect that in your hearing or in your reading you may have taken me in like a bite-sized interpretation on which you could give a quick, accurate judgment with a stereotype on poverty, homelessness, abuse, etc., even given through the lenses of your own family. Hooked on the telling of certain tales we are as we explore old scars with fresh ideas and try not to corrupt the one with the other. I would disarm you first of your alarms at words and what people do. People do many things and none of it can be shown absolutely right or absolutely wrong. Not believing in forgetting, why shouldn't we believe in forgetting if we can live more happily, forgetfully? And if we are forced to remember somehow, we all must do so lovingly. And if that takes invoking the beauty of the orgasm we came from, or defending what once made us hate and hurt ourselves, clothing naked injustice in the mystery of the universe, then whatever. So though breathing, sometimes you may feel drowning underwater. Who is to say that of all emotion there is a conqueror? But if there would be, it should be me, a victor, to make sure the phantom and the amputee are only phantom pains. My lived experiences crucified in front of you, though my heart you may relate to more or may relate to less, I wouldn't want the ways you don't relate to make you miss that all children want to be loved and all adults want to be loved, and both want to trust enough to feel safe offering love to someone else. We adults never understand children, for we have barred ourselves from the trauma of being so small. So here is what the children now are learning. We wonder if we can trust love and if we can trust the world. And to the variety of children, different loves and worlds have been given, giving different answers to these questions. And no one is forced to receive the gifts of any of them. For accepting may subsume even forgiving. Accepting may subsume even forgiving. As today, yesterday, and tomorrow this, but not yet. Birth not an experiment I needed to be ready for I am rescued by life. Each day I am alive and live till I die, also accepting that. Love may subsume even accepting. Love may subsume even the passivity of accepting. An orgasm is a beautiful thing and only reproduces beautiful things in all species. Mothers and fathers and children, all beautiful no matter what they do. They succeed and fail gloriously on their journeys each. The past redeemed by how we treat it. So we may find the freedom to feel once again and gain a love beyond those limitations by abandoning the ways we have all learned to protect ourselves from love, progressively working out the only solution I have found to try and become what I was waiting for, but accept ahead I and your shortcomings, I inviting you, the hearer and the reader, by accepting to become a loving child.
All right. Bravo.
sometimes things do take longer than 7 minutes to say. If you have something that takes longer than 7 minutes, talk to the man with the clipboard. It says sex, drugs, and poetry on it. Because an orgasm produces beautiful things in all species.
Yeah. Her rage is called.
That's right, Mo. Mo is now the official peanut gallater. The peanut gallater. Mo says one thing awaits us right on. Now we have something completely different. Christopher, are you ready? Are you ready to rock the house? Rock the cash box. This is Christopher, if you haven't seen him before. Let me get some music going for Christopher that we pre-selected. Now, this is going to trip you all out. All right, so after all that weighty shit.
Hello, everybody. Give you a little dubstep poetry.
That's right, yeah.
Do what I can.
Right out, Christopher.
Here it is.
Feel the love.
Yes, indeed. Come be rockin' me up there, come be rockin'. New brand style, it's a one-and-done hit. Listen to the run, come follow me, listen to the run style. Make it one face, round me, say I'm just the one who want me to go jump and jiggle and mind and wiggle and move it about it. All in the master, little the place, I got so style. And make them play jump, jiggle up, jump, jiggle, jiggle. Jump and jiggle and mind and wiggle and move it about it. Missing out, move to the right, move to the east, and it's the super style. It's not a one come completely, it's a new brand new super style. When me pan and rock me, come to rock me about it. New brand new super style. Me say come gabby. Yes. New brand style, need this, I don't want it irate. Come to make it nice and sweet and make it happy. Make it the energy. Make up make it. Let me come take it, make come take it. This other one come follow me, this other one come live. Now when we found out, I come, this is the rhythm style. Make come make it, jump in, make it, have it one wild. Now this is the way me run for my head, this is the rhythm style, make happy. Jump and jiggle me and find me back in, make come jump and jiggle it in the Thailand free body. This other brand is superstar, make come rock me body.
Ain't poetry grand? Yes, sir. Poetry is so awesome to encompass all of us in its loving arms of lyrical loveliness. Yeah. Hi, y'all. How you doing? How you doing over there? 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 How you doing? Can I get one? Can I get two? All right, Heather, get up here, man. Woo! Get up here, woman. Women in the house.
You're mad.
That's right, woman. How are you, woman?
I'm doing well. How are you, man?
I am awesome, woman.
Good, man.
Here we go.
Heather knows what's going on.
I promise that I will demand all your time until I am sure, no, truly, utterly certain, that on this planet of no man's land, in this, the apocalyptic world of the ever-increasing future, that I am not alone. No, I am not alone in the acidity of modern life, this human sulfa stench of mortality, coiling itself like a python, wound around the body and throat until it releases the muscle of doomsday and spurts a gust of acid rain as we all fall down, writhing in mortgage payments. And the leftover cravings and the communism-like capitalism to drown out mortality. I drown out mortality. I drown out mortality.
Go, Heather.
And I drown here in this cesspool with you, as we all must do, a lifetime sentence to be here right now, forever forward, future step, the next step, chained to this reality. The spell's been cast. You may never go backward.
All right. Nice job, Heather. So I'm out there listening to Heather, and what should I find? A textbook. I know that to be a textbook from about 15 feet off. It's got that size and girth. And that weird graphic, and it says Cinnamon Peaks. And up here small it says Keys to Reading. I know this to be a textbook. What differentiates a poetry book from this book? Thickness. Most poetry books are much thinner. And you open this up and it says Aura of Gold. Look at what we give our children. Keys to Reading, Cinnamon Peaks, Auras of Gold. Why, that's a poem. Harriet the Spy.
Ooh.
Remember her? Yes. This is all the things you need to know if you're a kid. Marissa and Midnight. Right? Look at these awesome pastel-y kind of. All right, what are we doing here? Okay, well, you know, that's what they pay me for. Stiff. All right, up next, what do we got? Jeremy! Jeremy! That's right! I don't care how you leave, but enter through the slot, babies. The poetry slot. Okay.
Okay, so here we go. So to start off this isn't really a poem, but
Well, don't tell us that.
we can do that anyways here, it seems like. This is more of a story, but to set it up straight, so Treyu and Marie are at a bowling alley. Treyu sees this guy wearing a John Deere hat, hit on Marie, and she goes and gets French fries. But he came and offered them a pitcher of beer earlier, so he knows something's up. And he's kind of crazy, so he goes and hits the guy in the head with a beer bottle. The guy gets knocked out, but he really deserved it because he was being way out of line, hitting on someone's girlfriend like
So I
that.
think this is the story.
Well, so then the bartender says, "Get the heck out of here!" Trey throws a $50 bill on the bar, and they go. So they're in the parking lot.
Oh,
Yeah, just like that.
setup.
Yeah, gotta set it up.
All right.
Here we go. Ready?
Mhm.
I'm not.
We're in the car.
All right, yeah. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm not. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Can we get some magic wire?
The corn thing?
No.
Trey and Marie head into the car. Trey says, "I'll drive." Marie says, "Yeah? Yeah, come on." Marie hits the unlock button and throws him the keys over the car. They get in. Marie says, "I've never been just one man's girlfriend, you know. Is that right?" "Things are different now, though," she says. He says, "Yeah, they are." Treyu's door suddenly opens. Two hands grab Treyu's shirt and pull him out of the car. "You think you can just get away with that?" says the man. Treyu takes a punch that puts him to the ground. Another man rounds the car, kicks Treyu in the face. "How tough are you now, huh?" Treyu takes another punch in the face. He's dizzy, can't really protect himself. "Touch him one more time, I dare you." Marie has come around back of the car with her pistol aimed at the man who just struck Treyu. Both men standing close together raise their hands quickly. "Whoa now, do not doubt me," says Marie. "Okay, we're done. Want no trouble, lady." Treyu manages to get to his feet and walks toward Marie. Treyu says, "Let's just go." Marie, "That's all right with you two knuckleheads?" "Yes, it is, ma'am." "Your friend in there was way out of line," says Marie, "and so are you. Now go crawl back into the holes you came from." As the men walk away, Maureen gets into the driver's seat. Trey's sitting beside her. He grabs a shirt from the back seat and holds it over his broken nose. Wide shot of the car driving away as the men walk back into the doors of the bowling alley. In the car, Marie, "How hurt are you?" "Oh, no pneumonia." "Oh, baby. So, did you get those French fries?" "Well, let's get some." Marie says, "I'm over it." "Well, thank you." "Oh, baby." Trey takes his shirt away and smiles and shows Marie his bloody, messy face. "Nothing like looking colorful, huh?" Without missing a beat, Marie says, "Let's get more colorful." Trey thinks she is talking about going further, taking more risks. He lets out a short breath that is mixed with both humor and disbelief. Now they're in the tattoo parlor. There's music playing, it's jazz. There are people lounging around a smoky dark room with neon lights as the view begins to move up a spiral staircase. Up the staircase, eventually the view moves into a room that is a bit brighter, passing a sign on the wall that says, "A little smile inside, no matter what." The camera stops on Marie. She is laying on her stomach while the tattoo artist finishes a small image of the Eiffel Tower on the right side of her lower back. The image is about 2 inches tall, with the words underneath, "L'amour c'est est vivre." To dream is life. As the artist lifts her hand and Marie gets up, Trey takes off his shirt and lays down in the same position, ready for the same tattoo, as Misha, the tattoo artist, is working on it. Begins a conversation with Charlie, who is leaning in a corner thumbing through a magazine. Marie, meanwhile, is sitting in a chair looking through a portfolio of tattoos. Misha, the tattoo artist, says, "I'll probably have time tomorrow. What image do you think you have in mind?" Charlie says, "A red roller coaster with the word never ending underneath." All right. Curious to know why, says Misha. Why? If life is good, it's bound to go south. And if life is bad, it's got to get better. Marie looks up at Charlie with a little smile inside. Misha says, "That sounds like a silver lining between optimism and pessimism." Charlie says, "A silver lining in life of real things like sunlight and food and people, and grounded reality that is not overdrunk with dreaming." Misha says, "I would never underestimate the ability of the creative dreaming genius in us all who have an instant and pervasive sway over all our reality." Charlie says, "Yes, well, overestimation of that creativity is just as questionable." Misha says, "You seem extremely creative today, Charlie." Marie says, "I was going to just say that." Charlie says, "That's because I jumped off Devil's Point yesterday." "Oh, that's so high," says Misha. "Such a rush," says Charlie. "A bunch of people screaming into childhood again on the way down to splash. Should do it as much as possible now that the river water is actually warm for the soul." Misha says, "Okay, all done." Misha removes her hands and reveals a similar image of the Eiffel Tower with the words "Table les chemins au pas" inked underneath. In English, this means all the way or nothing. In the car now, Charlie. "Life is crazy, man. Life is like a bowl of pearls shit out by a mushroom-tripping giant. And they're all swirling around a motley stew of chaos." Marie and Trey they're just laughing. Trey said, so do you think it's possible to get the giant shit off the pearls and keep them nice and shiny?" Charlie says, "It's possible, yeah, and it's also possible to get knocked unconscious when the giant shroomer takes another holy shit from all those pot brownies or he or she just couldn't get enough of. And even if you're carrying a heavy-duty umbrella as perpetual insurance, it's not going to stop the shit from piling to high heaven all around you." Marie and Trey just can't believe he's saying this. Trey says, "Hey, thing to do is carry some magic seeds, all kinds of seeds that native grandma slipped into the satchel, right? Toss those seeds out into all that glorified stinky giant dung and watch your own garden take root." Marie says, "Thing is, if you're growing food from the digested remnants of giant pot brownies, that can start really twisting some wires around here." Trey says, "Well, this car is just brimming with pessimism, ain't it?" Charlie says, "Not just that. What about the bugs? You know those white crawler things with mouths as big as your face who just love the taste of giant dung? Getting rid of them is no easy task considering any poison you use just makes them stronger." Trey says, "Okay, let's bullseye here. So you really believe it's impossible to stop the bowels of life from consistently shitting upon our heads?" Charlie says, "Think about it though. What do we always remember? We remember the bad things, the shitty things, the things that really make a munchy meal out of all the clean pearls we've nested inside our hearts."
Well, look at him go.
Trey glances at Marie as she's driving the car, then turns back to Charlie. Trey says, "Well, maybe we're wired that way so that we can learn to prevent those nasty surprises from turning reality into chaos once again." Charlie says, "This is chaos, man, and those surprises will keep coming like a wicked Christmas 364 days a year. We just made one Christmas good so that we can delude ourselves that people actually are really freaking generous." Trey says, "Okay, I got it. We remember all the nasty surprises that happened to us, right? They're like a jolt to the system of being, right? When that means, that means when we go way back, that means we must have come from a place that was all good."
Yeah.
Charlie says, "Yeah, that's because we all came from heaven, okay? And it's called a vagina." It's true. Next scene, jumping from a cliff. Behind Marie. One more paragraph. Behind Marie, Treyu, and Charlie as they, atop a cliff, run in slow motion to the cliff's edge. Hands, arms flying up in synchronicity as they leap of faith towards the churning river far below. Everything is gone now. Marie's thoughts of inner war from shooting that man in the back of the knee on the lamb ranch yesterday, gone. Trey's confliction in not seeing his sister's face to face in 2 years, gone. Charlie's ache in his stomach from smoking a little too much last night, gone. In the water, the roar and the white and the cold. They have all entered back into the womb once again, but it's warm. The water's warm now. They have changed now, yes. It has been done. Whether it all goes to shit when they dry off, well, that's up to them. And there's Marie and Treyu still underwater with Charlie breaking into the sunlight liquid surface far overhead. And as Marie and Treyu look at each other in the depths of consciousness, a catfish, some 5 feet long, and as silver as a bullet, leisurely and fearlessly swims between them. Both of them reach out and touch this leviathan and touch its skin with their fingertips. Thanks for listening.
I have identified 2 of the themes tonight. Have you? Well, look what he does to my mic stand. I'm playing with trucks in the sandbox. Okay, if you have identified 2 of the themes tonight, you can go toe-to-toe with Master MC Moi. Because moi would be a reflection of one of the themes. There's a hint for you slowpokes. Manon, come on up here and give the rest to them. There are always at least 2 simpatico themes going on as carry on. Hello, Manon. Frenchy Frog.
Yeah.
Ribbit. Knock it out. Give it to him.
Okay, I'm French, and I don't want to disappoint, but never write a love poem. Okay, once. Just to tell that I do not see the point of all those I love you, je t'aime, that on stage you all declaim. I am what I call a love atheist. You'll ask me, how is love over there in Paris? And me to answer, like everything else, it's secular. No, we don't use Romeo and Juliet like you, the Bible, to swear, no. Back there we talk religion, politics, but love, come on, that's for tourists. I wish I was agnostic, to keep the doubt that somewhere live true love and God, but so many people get divorced and I do come from the province. I don't want to destroy the myth, but if we call them white nights, it's not because of the mist, but moonlights and restless faces. For us, love is a present that does not require money, that we conjugate in each tense and mostly in the present because it's what is the most intense. I give, you give, we receive, and that needs humility. Reminds me of this poem's ending, that the most beautiful feeling isn't love, but thankfulness. I mean, not only on Thanksgiving. A say goes in Brittany, women aren't for sale, but give themselves no or never, no drinks or rings, but freely, while past lovers are dust on shelves. Did you know j'aimerais, I would love, takes a S, and I will is spelled without, and we don't utter of the words the last consonants at all. Future is so close to conditional, love that love's too serious to talk about. And Valentine's Day is not a holiday in my nation. There, love might rule, but in our grandma, rules are some of their exceptions. And love, like art, is committed. Love is a natural law that no one can avoid, like the apple of gravity or the existence of void.
Oh, more, please.
If you don't have one of the themes down by now, you're slow. Nothing like a French broad talking about existential love. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Manon. I do kid every foreigner that comes in here. Have you noticed? I'm calling all the pasty Brits, and the frogs for the French. Why? Because we're Americans. And I like to. I think it's fun. I like to celebrate. If you can't tell, we like our differences here at Carry On. We've gone full gambit. We're now in the meaty center of it. We're down into the very heart of the reading. We're down into.
On to the 7 minutes rest.
Not yet. We've got young James. Yes.
All right. So y'all know Christmas is coming soon.
Yes.
So I decided to blah 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 blah. You don't give a shit. Here we go. Penis. Anyway, this is a rare ass love poem because I.
Wow! A third thing manifests.
Everybody's chasing something. Sometimes a person, always a dream. Speaking Shakespearean tongue-in-cheek, she giggled and threw a blanket rope out her window. Daddy's a pit bull. Mommy's out of work. Apples roll into the freeway. We play golf on the roof. Arrows through the windpipe. We're making love on the seesaw. Hip teeter-totter. She throws up and I go down. Onions on my left hand. Garlic breath. She's a vampire. And I'm Wile E. Coyote. The wind can kiss my ass. Ooh, my ass can kiss the sky, and she can kiss my boo-boo. Love is a tweaker with a fix. I'm the tweaker, and she's my fix. I'm the junkie, and she's my demise. I'm the player, and she's the next level. Dynamic personalities tear apart the norm. She's the weasel, and I'm the worm. Guess the early bird's late again. Better get my cup of coffee while it's still cold. Tastes like sympathy for the girl. Tastes like an irrational world. Vote for penis, because he's a dick. Fix my problems with a little prick. It's all mixed up in here. Singing about a hangover like it's the first day of school. Monday, I don't care. Tuesday, you don't care. Wednesday, we wear casual ties. Thursday, I bake my monkey suit. Friday, I'm in love. Guess she was just another zip gun. Shoots herself to get to me. I don't come over to her place much anymore. It's the drugs. It's the empty side hugs. Arm's length, kissy face. She don't like me like I like her. She likes me like a child likes the pits and cherries. Like guitar likes to be smashed in the name of art. She likes me like the Pink Panther likes to be stolen. One day I will stare into her soul and see the ashen remains of former lovers. Feed on my heart! Make it part of the furnace. Angsty lyrics, teenage sorrow. That's why I don't write love poems. Because I hate doing it. I love y'all.
Oh, one day they're going to catch him and he's going far, far away.
Oh, God, I really hope not.
I know. Keep running, James. Keep me running. A new person. Are you new? Have you ever read on this stage before? We got a version. Everyone attack. Come on up, Crystal.
All right.
She knows we're just joshing. Right? You get it, right? Pretty simple, huh? Nice people, huh? I know, right? Knock them dead. Bring your A game and put it out there.
All right, I've got two short ones. And old and a new. I'm going to start with old. Curly-haired Charlie mused worried hobos, men with ragtime shark skin glowing sickly in the neons. A corner bar offered circular sack swords to the night, a vigorous spitting of golden marches as buses yelled and downtown sucked. Rose gardens made of taxi cabs pulsed, jazz petals fall into the streets below. This is the Night Kingdom, the staggering bridge between oblivion and eternity. Above, dreaming midnight children wept, holy hysterical blues and sweet delight, illuminated barefoot odes, far from the stink of amnesic sweats below.
Oh,
Chicago.
Chicago. Chi-town.
I found out that you lost it, the proverbial it that lives between your ears and waits patiently at the gates before bursting through your lips. Your it untethered itself, unhinged the plaid suspenders it had been squirming in for years, and ran. I can't say I was surprised, really, though my reflection shone foolish in the following days. The nervous pile on my bedroom floor stretched and breathed and bred socks and bras and pants, but I kept it in place. These days, I choose when to follow a sepia-toned thought into the soft plush of nostalgia, and I stop at the barbed gates that line that thicket in my mind that smells of meadow sweet, but burns and scratches like an angry beehive, because that thicket is no place for me anymore. I nod to the creatures that burrow and bask and hunt there, who warmed me through so many winters and suffocated me through so many springs. That thicket is no place for me.
Oh,
I like a newbie that can write. Where are we? Oh, we're at Carry On at Cush, right? In Eugene, Oregon. What? Okay. I'm gonna do this now. 7th inning stretch. Everyone stand up and reach for the sky. Oh, God, it's so long tonight. So much time. Take me out to the poetry ring. Take me out to the Cush. Buy me some poems and poem jack. I sit down and shut up and always come back.
oh,
Because it's root for the home team. Mine ain't been here in a while. Mine are come on up and dazzle. Mine are come up and dazzle.
Mine to the stage to dazzle, please.
Milo.
Give me some of that dazzle. Anyone got some? Whoa, look, it's Mino. She got dazzle.
Oh, Milo.
Let it go.
All right. When I can't sleep at 4 a.m., waking up. Obsessions with programming and coding, golden ratios and Fibonacci sequences filling my fantasy worlds alongside fairies made of light streams, reflective like the inside of quartz crystals holding millions of parallel universes, concentric, metaphysical whisperings, wondering after this mathematical language speaking inside of me, snow-capped winter nights, regular signs, spinning, storm magneticism, aurora borealis, eureka proportions, omens in the head, hold on. Obsession with twin neutrinos and mirror neurons, the way, for example, his smile turns her smile automatically on, meditation cultivation to start reaching into the antimatter realm, great solitude, I am, great solitude, gathering clues, faxed in from the intergalactic warehouse of some multidimensional consciousness, oneness, downloading information and images and methods, and coding for new blueprint instructions, analyzing bioluminescent glows. We piece together all the things the soul already knows. Holographic hallways spiral through pineal dome dream womb worlds. Everything you see is a calibration of what you believe. Started really waking up in 2013, came to Eugene and made friends with the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen. She said, you know why I love smoking weed? It brings me back to a place that feels like real home to me. One, love, free, psychedelic by design, liquid etheric, easily changing possibilities, but OG life we live on the toppled, twisted obelisk of infinity. This girl mirrored my complete soul back to me. Two soul galaxies and human bodies, interlacing and exchanging frequencies like how bacteria shows another in its vicinity, this or that trick. It learned, it programmed into itself to acquire immunity, say, to antibiotic toxicities we showed each other. Like bacteria, ways to remove programs in the human field causing negativity. Oh, ethereal natural ease of universal psychic abilities flooding back into awareness as lightning bolts of synchronicity I, a blood-red sea of electricity, awakened vision, crossing my blood-brain barrier like Moses to his old majestic sea. She said, just ask and be open to receive. You can call upon any information you want to see. Ultraviolet, you can ask the universe for any help you need. She laid her hands upon my body, showed me Reiki. This is when I started taking back what it is to be free. I'm a student and a devotee of how to breathe. Breathe intentionally and you amplify all energies. Breathe deeply and you alchemize everything, mind, matter, emotions. Breathe green, turns the dial of you like a radio. Breathe slow, fire magnificence, spirit frequency Pegasus, flying through telepathic wormholes with angelic winged ease. I meditate on the mountain, trying to reconnect with the keys to liberated ecstasy, joy and bliss, the precise doorway entrance codes I need. Every breath and prayer and chaturanga and downward dog and upward dog I perform countlessly, endlessly, namelessly, praying I pray, and shrouding myself and shrouding more light into being somehow, yes, high oscillating atomic photon particles interlaced with every cell. You can transmute all disease. Obsession with programming and code lives on. Deep blue velvet swan floating on my soul lake at the exact tonal frequency of Om Shakti Swan urges me on, says focus in this way. Meditate yourself inside your DNA within that so-called junk. There are 10 latent helixes ready to blossom. Deoxyribonucleic acid staircase, shouting Om, it's a code, thinking and believing infinite possibilities. I've heard of the 12-strand rainbow warrior prophecy. We sing love to you, Martin Luther King, and your dream is happening full force 2015. Race does not exist, and fierce hands are getting smaller and smaller. Too small to play, much longer upon the strings of our shared earth reality. We, children of the rainbow, holding hands, nothing, literally no force can stop the love program, theme of tonight. Now it's up and fully running. You know what J.K. Rowling was referencing. Harry's mom loved her son. Love is the one. We warriors all carry our own versions of the lightning bolt scar. We, born into duality, have all suffered the singularity. I love you most of all for your scars. I love you most of all for your scars. You love me most of all for my scars too. And for beyond scar, and beyond even star, encoded in the stories and archetypes that keep us alive, just like dreaming keeps us alive. The play of black and white, the story of the two worlds inside, feeding respectively on negative and positive vibes. Choose. The language of the rainbow warrior is self-love, eating plants and herbs, hand-blessed, drinking clean water out of glass. Reverence for self has grown as an old-growth rainforest, thriving in what once resembled bombed out desert. Awakening, you start to know intellectually you're a cosmic being, and then the realism activation comes through experiencing and choosing to experience. She says to me, happiness is the frequency of simply believing you are free. Grandmaster Infinity, I love it most when you read and sing to me the hieroglyphics of your soul out loud. Work with energy. Breathe energy. When I was a child, I was actually diagnosed with OCD and social anxiety. Now I work with energy, silver impulses on a fully loaded ocean ashram of lushosity. Remember, every time you talk to someone, anyone, you're just communicating with yourself. There is no one else.
Yeah. Oh!
Interweaving.
Interpret OCD. Another word for poet.
An inquisitive mind is your best friend in poetry. Your second best friend is a list of poets. Joanna, get up here. Stephen, Paul, and Karen. Karen, you're almost there. All right. Okay.
Okay. No, shoot, kicking me off the stage.
Good evening. Look, I have a device.
Oh, yay, a device. You're one of the young kids.
Nice device.
Thank you. Thanks, Gary. Site speculation. The glossy black of the crow can't be. The glossy black of the crow can't be without the white of the sky. Crows don't fly at night because all the crows in flight become the dark ceiling. The dark ceiling. The dark, my friend. What crushing. Did you suffer in the sunshine, heat, and dryness so that you find comfort only in the rains of winter? Or perhaps among the Cimmerian screens, electronics, rows of theater seats, the coldness of imagined human violence, your retribution? Without the white of the sky, the sleek black of our friend Crow has no meaning, is unnameable. Like the emotion seeping into you like a drip through the ceiling, you must try to patch a third time, like the passion steaming from you helplessly. Your abode reveals what is wanted. The merging of something and nothing.
I'm gonna work that device.
I have a little bit of a freestyle I'd like to do next.
You got me. Yeah. Just a little. All right, good job.
This is called 7 Minutes. 7 Minutes at Cush. At Cush, the poets have 7 minutes. 7, movement. 7 is the chariot. The chariot carries you, willpower, connecting the black horse and the white horse. And if add, if you like, and no one would know here at Cush, or assume that you were sane or insane, or that your personality was the same personality as the one you had the week before. Everyone has 7 minutes on the stage at Cush, whether you can understand yourself, whether Kit understands the poem, or whether the audience understands the poem, or whether understanding is understanding, or whether understanding is curled up at your feet and so faithful. Understanding becomes the emblem of fidelity forever. Everyone on the stage at Cush gets 7 minutes, whether you're sick or well, whether you have a cough or a fever, whether you've been in the hospital or out of the hospital, whether you were born in a hospital or born at home or born in the water, or whether you were cut from your mother's womb, or whether you emerged through a vagina, as some of us are still lucky enough to have done. Although the ones of us who were cut
from the mother's wombs are emperors. There's a reason they do that these days, you know, especially here in the United States. It gives you this special sort of feeling to know, wow, I'm so important of a baby that they cut open my mother's abdomen to extract me so that I could safely arrive into this world. Of course, then they cut off the ends of the boys' dicks, which I just don't understand. But anyway, back to the 7 minutes. The 7 minutes. We all get 7 minutes. So I must ask forgiveness from my dear friend. Because even if we're not feeling well, and even if we decide that certain things need to be changed in our lives, we still should get 7 minutes, and we still
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's 7 minutes. See, if I did that trick, that's what that sounds like. All right, come on, Stephen, get up here. It's your time to shine. The time is not then. The time was not now. The time is now. And we got Tom and Karen. And you're free to go because you get 7 minutes. And if you got 7 minutes, you should stick around and listen to other people's 7 minutes. Come on up here, Stephen.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. This is called Boredom Like a Familiar Stranger. Boredom destroys me sometimes, an empty monotony with power to destroy dreams, a bog, a mud capable of trapping the mind, pulling it down into a dark, hopeless place, no escape in sight. Only the monotony, lights, nouns, photocopied, verbs filmed and played on repeat. Pleasures once sought with eager excitement, now brushed off like an old acquaintance with nothing left in common. Yeah, that's it. And then this is called What Is This We Now Call Life, or Pigs Ruined Everything. The spark is gone the way of fairy folk, self-exiled to another world, afraid of, angry at what we have done to this one. Greed and power, law and order, obsessive pursuit of perfection, destroying joy, killing contentment. Pleasure turns to guilt, ashamed to explore our hidden desires we wrought. The soul's sacred celebration denied. The ecstatic, playful, acid jazz song of chaos silenced. The whole of human existence suffers.
Thank you.
I would say this. He said perfection, and I thought, yes, well, you know, can you be a perfect poet? And then I'm down that path, right? What is perfection in poetry? And then he says, well, you know, lay off, man. Compassion for yourself and like contentment, man. You don't see humility anywhere tonight? I don't know. Just an idea. Anyone hear it? Where is that? Where is that awesomeness? It's all around us. All around us. Come on, Tom. Tom, now. You never know what someone's going to say next. So keep your ears up.
Yeah.
Come on, brother.
I wonder how long my life will drag on in pointless revolving nightmares. And if anything will ever make sense again, will anything ever make sense again? I wonder how so many people can live for so long in such loneliness, inventing realities of their own, having nothing in common with anyone else. Will I ever feel the way I felt before, that awful searing pain I swore I'd give everything to be rid of? No, I'd give anything to be able to feel that again. I'd give anything to be able to feel again. I wonder if the stars are really as far away as they say, and if they give light to worlds as strange as this one, or if they're simply holes in a big black sheet. Will I ever feel the way I felt before, that awful searing pain I swore I'd give everything to be rid of? Now I'd give anything to be able to feel that again. I'd give anything to be able to feel again.
Oh,
Nice.
Thanks.
thank you. Woo.
Today at work, I wandered down the hall making faces when I thought no one was looking. I figured if I saw someone coming the other way, I could hide my face. I figured if I saw someone coming the other way that I'd have plenty of time to hide my face away and give them the usual disinterested glance or look the other way out the window or even at the wall. The feeling worth living for can come from a Diet Cola or even from a chocolate bar, and I live in the eternal hope that I will feel once again the feeling worth living for. When I'm all alone, I do strange things. I look into the mirror and wonder why you don't see what I see when I see you. When I look into your eyes, when I look at any part of you, I forget myself. You're the only one. The feeling worth living for can come from a Diet Cola or even from a chocolate bar. And I live in the eternal hope that I will feel once again the feeling worth living for.
Yeah. And that's it. The trifecta was won by love tonight. Yes, love is your theme tonight. Love is the theme tonight. Was in the first poem and that poem and all the poems in between. Love is in all the poems in between. Love is the poem in between. If you're not hip to love, you're square.
You said that again.
Now, I said, if you're not hip to love, you're square. And what time is it? It is that time when we all start to think about plugging that bass in. Give it to me. Okay, I'm going to set this down. Are you going to play bass and sing for us, Karen?
I'm going to either write a song or write a poem.
Okay.
In midair, as I always do.
Okay.
And so,
Well, let's give you that. You know, shoot straight in. You have to get one of those bent hooks so you don't be knocking it with your hand when you're playing, slapping that bass.
I don't so.
I know, hold on. There you go. You're going to have to come over here.
I'm going to come down here.
All right. Karen is stage diving now.
Yes.
Good.
Just
check her out. Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, this. Now try it.
Oh, yeah, there you go, Karen.
Okay, I'm gonna do a poem for you with little music. Seems the transparent lips of time has spoken. And they tell me words. What I'm doing here right now. And I cannot extend my cord beyond the umbilical nature of my being. My cord is my soul, a birthright of time. And if I can actually skin of awareness. What I might be young. Well, I might be actually esoterically arriving at who I am. And so that's enough of the song. Here comes the poem.
All right.
Here comes the poem.
I like that song. Come here a bit. There you go.
Okay. So the transparent lips of time speak to me in so many words, foreign tongues, twisted, bent on my ears, as if I were a ghost of yesterday, forgetting tomorrow. And when I take my breath, I steal the night away. And every bit of me is like a venturous attitude of time.
It's fucking awesome.
And I am I'm beginning my journey with every step I take. And every time I look around, I see myself standing there. And when I look at myself, I get scared to death. And I think to myself, what am I doing here? Why am I here? Yes, I am. So I stand in the spotlight far too often. And it seems to me that I'm going nowhere with that. So I am a turtle on my back, dancing in the dark, shades of green extending from my very soul into the earth where I belong. I'm alone here right now, and I'm dancing on a cloud on my back in the sky. I'm writing a song about leaving you behind. You, oh Georgia, Ontario night, woman of mystery who holds me like a breath of a vapor of a cloud in my mind.
That's fucking nice.
If you hold me tight and kiss me with your velvet red lips tonight, the invisible words will come rumbling down, tumbling down. But I tell you this, my dear, I tell you cause is not yet known. And if it were to be, it would be a song, it would be like this. Georgia, Georgia.
Well, you all remember that as you're traveling home tonight. Aaron's gonna keep singing for us as we mingle around and do our thing. I think that was a bravissimo performance by Karen.
Yeah.
I think that was some hip shit. If you go on stage in New York City, they take that seriously. I've been there, and I know. Good job, Karen. Play it well. You want a longer chord so you can wander around the camera?
No.